Alrighty, friends. You're gonna have to bear with me. Sorry, Chris is gonna be mad. This is the first time I'm using this camera, and it's Chris's. And I kind of got a little dirt on the whatever the thing around the lens is called. Yeah, I'm not a technology camera person, so I have no idea. But Addison and I are sitting outside enjoying morning time. We're sharing a cup of green tea, and I'm hopefully going to be able to do a bit of gardening. I'm probably going to start that in a few minutes, actually, after I make Addison some breakfast. So I'd like to, my plans, if I'm fortunate enough to be able to complete my tasks today, my plans are I'm going to finish amending the beds with the soil that I currently have. I'm going to have to go out and buy more compost to finish, but I have some bags, so I can start working on that. I also am going to separate those seedlings of my kale and things like that. We'll go over there, actually. Let's go and see, shall we? So I was sitting over here a week or so ago trying to separate seeds, but I didn't get to because it started to rain. But oh my gosh, you see how all of these, they're struggling, guys. They're really struggling. I don't even know if I'll be able to separate them, if I'm being completely honest, but I'm going to at least try. So those lovely morning car sounds, it's just the joys of living in a town. So I'm really excited for this year's gardening season. A lot more than I could probably properly describe. I have a lot of plans. Things are already starting together. Actually, I'm just going to sit down and do a quick recap because I haven't filmed a lot of what I've done. But I'll just do a quick recap of things that I've added to the garden and done. Yeah. All right, let's do this now. So if you guys remember, this is my gardening space. Those two chairs are not normally there. This one's usually under there, and that one's over that way. But off to the left-hand side, that's Addison's bed. We're going to extend it. Then I have, I call this side the left side, side A, or side B, the right side. And I've amended this bed, so I'm going to work on this bed next. I've amended and semi-planted out that bed. We'll get a closer look, but these two are planted out, those two pots. That green stalk over there also has been amended and filled with strawberries. I added a rose bush to climb the pergola. I also have a rose bush here, and that's lavender. Started seeds. We already saw the started seeds over there. I have some things in that back bed, but they're just kind of playthings. They're not really I don't honestly expect them to produce. But alright. So this fig tree I added, I do not know how to, it's alive. I can tell, I feel like it's alive at least, because of just the coloring of the, what is this, trunk of the tree, I guess, is, it appears, it's kind of green, it appears to be alive, but it's just I don't really know, I've never grown something like this, so I don't know when it's supposed to come out of dormancy or whatever. I also got some strawberries in here. These I bought, so everything, the roses, the strawberries, and here, the roses, the strawberries, and the fig I purchased from Jackson and Perkins. Yeah, and it came really, well, it didn't come really fast. Once I guess they had this stuff available, then it came. But so I got it in like three different shipments, I think it was. But yeah, so far I'm very pleased with everything I've purchased from there. So anyways, back to the plants. These I was not even expecting to flower so soon. I'm just stunned and baffled at, I just wasn't expecting this. This plant, this is a volunteer tomato plant, and it actually has blossoms on it, so I'm just gonna keep it here for now. This is my biggest disappointment right here. These are tomato seeds that I started at the same time that I started last year, and it was unfortunately very cold. Addison says, Salut. We're learning French this year together. Anyways, I love you. I started my plants. Oh, I feel like I just gotta set this sucker down. So this year I started my seeds approximately around the same time I started my seeds last year, and unfortunately for me, it was a much colder year than it was last year. So last year, when I was looking at when I was comparing last year's February temperatures to this year's February temperatures in my area, so I'm 9B, Central Florida. In my area last year, we got like maybe 4 days that had a temp drop into the 40s. This February, it was like 12 days. So it was a much colder February. And even now that we're in March, like we're in the middle of March. What is today even? Let me see. Today's March 14th. It's a Thursday. I'm off work because it's spring break, and my amazing mother-in-law is in town, so I'm visiting with her. They're asleep right now, except for Addison. Yeah, so even we're in the middle of March, and we had sorry, I'm easily distracted. And there's two, like, I'm not a bird person, but there's two, like, geese or something flying over there. Do we even have geese here? I don't know. Regardless, if we're in the middle of March and we had one night recently, within the week, one night that it did drop below 50. It was like 49 or something, but still, it's freaking March. So, all that to say, I started these seeds, but because it was so cold and I don't have like a regular, like a proper seed setup, these had to keep going inside, outside, and I don't have grow lights, so they would go into like my garage area, and then I would bring them back out. I did the same thing last year. It was fine. This year, I think it was too cold, and yeah, it's not fine. It's not. So, yeah, because, I mean, those tomato plants, which you'll see many times later, they are looking so shitty. They look so bad. They're not growing. Even my pepper plants, I'm wondering if they're stunted, because now so going back to the coldness of February, I did not have them outside when it was in the 40s. Anytime it would drop 50 or below, I would bring them inside my house in the garage. So it still was cold, but it wasn't like cold like it is outside here. And yeah, my peppers aren't looking too good. Tomatoes look horrible. So it's already March, middle of March. And it's just really discouraging that my plants aren't as large. Like, I'm gonna end up restarting all of those tomato seeds just because they don't look like they're gonna grow, you know? And even with the weather being warmer now and it being outside more now, they are still not progressing. So, which is such a bummer, such a bummer. So that's going to be added to my list. That's actually, to me, that's higher priority than separating those seedlings. So I'm probably going to end up amending those. Okay, amend the beds, restart tomato seeds. I got to see what I started over there, and then separate those seedlings. I have to refill my other green stock. Yeah, that's a lot of work. I'm not going to be able to do all of that today because I want to go inside and spend time with my mother-in-law while she's here. That's why I took the day off. So I should probably get started then. What time is it? It's 8:02. Oh, so garden update. I'm sorry, it's so early in the morning and I really want to smoke. I was so annoyed the other day. So here in Florida, I have like my medical card. I think I've mentioned that in a video before. Freaking didn't bring my tray. But so you have to get like your Rex you have to get your Rex like renewed. You have to do like a yearly thing. And you have to do a every 6 months type of thing. You know, it's super, honestly, it's super annoying. So I had gone to the dispensary the other day. You know, I was completely out of weed because I ran out before payday. And so I waited like a week and I went to the dispensary and the guy's like, "You're gonna hate me." I was like, "Please don't tell me that." I was like, "Why?" He's like, "Your Recs are expired." And it was already 5 o'clock, so I couldn't call the place. And I was just, when is it gonna get legal here? That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. It's a plant. Literally a plant. What? I just don't understand this at all. I know this is bad. Maybe not. But I don't want to do any garden chores. I literally just want to sit here and smoke and enjoy the birds and the squirrels or whatever that other sound is, and just like enjoy looking at my plants. I know that's like, is that weird? I don't think that's weird. That's normal. Oh no. I need to go start some breakfast for my daughter. I will BRB. Okay, so this is just going to kill me. So all those the tomatoes that I need to restart, naturally, they're my favorite ones that I'm growing. Everything, so I did 2 rounds of tomatoes because I had to order seeds. So the first round, which was all my favorite ones that I've previously grown, so obviously I had the seed packets, and I planted those ones out first because I had them. But the second round of seeds, they visibly look so much healthier than the first one, you know? So those are going to probably take off first, which is exciting because I get to try new things, but it's also like a bummer because it's like, these ones are my favorite. So the tomato seeds. The tomato seeds that I need to restart is, first of all, this is my favorite tomato that I grew last year, and I would dare say my personal tomato favorite. However, I am a newbie tomato grower, so I'm sure there's a lot of other things on the horizon that I just haven't tried that I might love more. But anyways, my first tomato is this one, Nappa Chardonnay. It is so good. My best friend Maria, her and I love this one. Love this one. And then I only got a few of these last year. My setup was so wonky. My plants were just like went wild. I didn't have trellising, so all my tomatoes just did their thing, you know. They lived a wild life, like my soul. So this year I'm gonna have trellising. I haven't put it in yet, but this is a tomato that I liked, but I didn't get as many. I'm hoping to get more this year. And that is the Black Beauty tomato. My favorite color is black. This is actually odd for me to wear because I typically wear all black most of the time. I'll wear green sometimes, and I like these kind of tones, but yeah, black is my favorite color, so I was super excited to have this one. And then this is another, this tomato, I believe it was this tomato, was the one that Chris said, my tomato hating husband said, that actually is good. And that is the Dr. Wyche's yellow. This tomato, okay, for a large tomato, so far this has been my favorite that I've tried. Yeah. And then I also, this one I don't remember if I got any off of that I could eat, but I wanted to regrow it, and it's Kellogg's breakfast. I'm going to have a pretty much all orange tomato year. I think my other large tomato, oh no I'm not. I'm doing Paul Robeson's and terracotta something, thorn something terracotta, I forget. I have a lot of orange tomatoes this year, so I think that'll be interesting to try to figure out like the taste difference, you know, which ones grow better. The good thing is like I separate my tomatoes. So on one side I have, which is the left side, side A, that side has all of my cherry tomatoes, because I put those because over here, because that side of the yard is the main part of the yard that my kids play. So there's like a swing set, their little house, they can climb the tree, and I just want that. So I wanted like tiny fruit over there to maybe encourage them to eat it because it's easier to eat. And then on the right side is where I put all my larger tomatoes, because the trampoline is there and they do use the trampoline a lot, but they're not playing on the ground right there. They play on the ground over there. So I need to restart the seeds. I really want to know what that volunteer tomato plant is. I cannot for the life of me remember like the order that I planted it in. No idea. Can't remember. So I don't know what that is, but it already has flowers, so that's encouraging. And I know it's a cherry variety. So it will hopefully ripen quicker. What was over there? I'm gonna find a photo and I'm gonna put it right here and write it down, because that will give us a better idea of what that plant is and what it's gonna be. God, I am just like, I have to tell you guys, last year, I don't know if you can necessarily tell in my videos, but last year was like, you know what I should be doing right now? I should not be telling you a story. I could be planting these seeds and also telling the story. What am I even doing? What am I doing with my life? Onward, friends. This table, my mom got us this table. The table, like a year or so ago, or 2 years ago, I can't remember when. So we could eat out here in the garden, and I love this table so much. This is probably one of the most used items in our yard. I plant over here. We sat over here and ate. The kids play on the table. Like, it's just very handy. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? So I changed my plan halfway through. Originally, I was going to, gosh, I hate how, I need to sit more this way, so I need to plant this way. I changed plans halfway through. Originally, I was going to get like these larger like cell things to plant in, but I didn't have any extra. So instead what I did is I took the worst looking ones of each variety. I'll leave the other ones there just to see if they grow, like it's not hurting anything. And then I'm going to start the seed. I'm going to pull the old seedlings out of these ones and plant in here. So yeah, I mean, okay, look at this. Like, can you see? I'm trying to like, it looks absolutely awful. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, you're such a great plant person. You're such a great gardener. I'm like, yeah, I am. Like, don't come look at my plants right now. It's kind of gardener. You know what I mean? For every plant that stays alive, I've killed like 5 plants prior to that one. It's such is life. This soil is like super compacted, like, because that was another thing that happened. We got like a lot of rain and it was just like non-stop. It was like drowning my plants. Wow, that's just something I noticed. This is like really hard. I can't imagine that roots would be able to grow. Like, it was very compacted. I feel like I'm making potions right now. like I'm 7 years old and I'm out here making potions. Does anybody know of an organic gardening soil mix that does not have so much freaking wood chips or whatever this is, this mulch? I cannot stand this, and the organic one that I get from, I grab it from Home Depot. The one that I get from there, it always has a lot of this in it, and I just don't like that very much. Alright, back to music. See what I mean? It's ridiculous. It's the child in me. What am I feeling? I'm feeling some alter bridge. You're addicted to pain. That's a good one. Let's start with that one. That one's another alter bridge. Shine Down. 2 songs from them. Alright. This is like one of my favorite songs. Tell me how it feels to live a life. This is so sad. I feel like I'm gonna cry. I know I can go buy more, but it's just like I'm planting the last 4 seeds of a tomato that made me like love tomatoes and like love growing. Like, this was a plant, like I always liked growing. I've been growing for several years now, but growing this, I don't know why, growing this tomato and loving it so much, and then sharing it with my friends who also loved it and who didn't even know that tomatoes came in different colors or anything like that. It's just like, it's just important to me. It's just a little important thing. And then I always save these and I put them in my garden journal or my life journal that I also, they're the same. A garden journal and a life journal for me are exactly the same. Last 4. Done. Okay, so planted these out. Now, next on my list is separating those seeds over there. Yes. Alrighty, friends. So My mother-in-law is now awake, and so is my youngest daughter, so I am gonna go inside and spend some time with them now. But I didn't get a lot accomplished, pretty much nothing, but I restarted those seeds. So even though it was a small task, it was a very important one, because if I don't, the later I start it, I might not be able to get as much as I want out of it. So it was still important, and progress is progress, no matter how small. That's what I've been learning this past year, is progress, no matter how small. I could only read 1 page of this book. I could only do 30 minutes of this workout, you know. It doesn't matter. I only got to, weed 1 bed, plant 1 pot of, thing of seeds. It doesn't matter, you still did it. And I have fully embraced this thinking now, and I just love it. So anyways, I'm gonna go inside and spend some time with my mother-in-law. There she is. Sure. All right, now I'm going. Bye, guys.